Hi, I'm Knowledge Lacey. This is
Keith,
Chase,
Brian,
Max.
and we're calling on behalf of Ancient Egypt Enterprises. We would like to send this video to whoever handles your company's marketing.
Ra was the sun god. Ra. Ra was the most important god. Ra. Ra was the cool dude, but Adam was cool. Adam. Adam was the creator god. Adam. Adam was the first god to exist on earth. Adam. Horus was cool. Horus got a sky. Horus had a red ball. Horus was cool. Cyrus was the god of the dead, ruler of the underworld. Horus powerful god with a ram head. Sebek was the Nile god. Now these are your gods.
Hello. Have you ever wondered what makes the Egyptian religion so great? It's not like those other religions where you've got those confusing creation myths. We've got something better. An in-depth, detailed, laid out plan of how Atum and Khepri are the two creators of our universe. So Atum was born from the raging waters of Nu, the giant waters of creation. And he birthed himself out of sheer willpower and might and created a hill for himself. And after that, he spat out his daughter and son, Tenfut and Shu, who became the goddess of moisture and the god of air separately. Khepri soon followed after, if you believe the most concurrent Egyptian religion. Khepri is the scarab god, and he pushes the sun from its beginning to its endpoint, where Ra will receive it and prepare it for the next day. These two are very important parts of the creation myth of Egypt, as they set forth the tone for the entire rest of the gods to be born. Thank you.
What's even better about ancient Egypt? The festivals. The Open Festival and the Set Festival were the two most important and were celebrated by all of Egypt. The Open Festival was the largest and it was celebrated annually in teams. It consisted of the statues of the gods being carried through the city in a 2-mile-long procession which ended at the temple. The Set Festival was also celebrated by all of Egypt, and it was a ritual renewal of the pharaoh's strength that took place dozens of times over his reign.
Hi. Do you want to know what makes Ancient Egypt so great? It's definitely the pharaohs. They play 4 special roles: maintaining Ma'at, military commander, judge, lawmaker, and administrator, and chief priest. The pharaoh's main responsibility was maintaining Ma'at. He was responsible for maintaining universal order. Ma'at was a concept of balance and harmony, defined as a goddess of the same name who was believed to prevent the universe from entering a state of chaos. Pharaoh's sacred duties was the responsibility of Egypt's borders. The pharaoh was in charge of both the army and the navy, and was expected to make war with other countries to gain land and resources, to protect Egypt and keep foreigners out. To tame Ma'at effectively, the pharaoh had to also ensure that the land was profitable and productive, and that the people obeyed the law. The pharaoh was believed to have the ability to see good and evil, and the divine authority to make laws and to punish those who broke them. The pharaoh's official role was playing high priest of every temple, and that meant that he was responsible for maintaining the Egyptians' good relationship with the gods. The pharaoh was expected to officiate at certain religious rituals and ceremonies, and build temples and monuments to honor the gods.
The ancient Egyptians believed that it was important to record and communicate information about religion and government, so they invented written scripts that could record this information. Ancient Egyptians used some animals for survival purposes, while using some other animals for sacrificial purposes. They also believed that temples were the residence of god and goddesses. Each temple is dedicated to a god or goddesses. People believe that they can communicate with god or goddesses while in temple.
Heard about ancient Egypt? Dying. Even when you die, it's not the last stage of life. Ancient Egyptians believed that when you die, it's just a waiting period before you revive. We'll perform the opening of the mouth ceremony, which will restore all 5 senses to the dead body. The dead will pass through 7 gates before arriving in front of Osiris to be judged. What else is great about being dead is that you can bring your pets with you. They believe that you can bring anything with you in the afterlife. If you were poor, you could come back even richer in your next life. Egyptians were mummified. They mummified bodies so that the body would be preserved to host the soul. When you die, your soul continues according to the religion. Mummified bodies were essential in Egyptian belief and practice.
So remember, next time you're itching for a new religion, come on down to your local temple and we'll hit you up with a new lifestyle, set of rules, and everything your life could ever hope for. And remember, when you come in, we'll have the entire pantheon of the divines waiting for you. Thank you.